the cause of all the trouble, the Mayan stone calendar, which seems to end in less than a month. So, what better place to get to the bottom of this than the Houston Museum of Natural Science's new exhibit, Maya 2012.
This is the year of the Maya, it seems like, because everybody is focusing on one date coming up in December. And a lot of people have made a link back to Maya culture as to whether or not the world will come to an end. And that was the reason for us to build an exhibit on the topic of Maya culture, to explain to people what the Maya were all about and are still about. So in the very beginning it will be architecture. Well, who are the Maya? Where did they live? Timeline as well. But then architecture, religion, kingship, warfare, pottery, how did they make these pots? And then eventually we'll focus on what everybody wants to know, the calendar. Did they have one or more? How did they count time? And what is that thing called December 21st all about anyway? Well, we have in the exhibit, we were very fortunate to have received from Yale University 2 huge files for 2 huge rooms of a palace in a site called Bonampak, which is located in Mexico, but very close to the border with Guatemala. It's a small site, but it had a palace that had 3 painted rooms, and we have 2 of those. And at one point, not too long ago, Yale University, National Geographic, all went down there, took photographs of the murals that still exist, but then with the files back home, cleaned them up. And all the grime that was there was cleaned up in computer. And so what we have are the files with the colors revitalized, if you want, the lines sharpened again. And you see in these 2 rooms scenes that pertain to the royal court at that site, roughly about AD 800, so 1200 years ago. We also have a good number of rubbings. Now these are more modern creations. Imagine a piece of paper that you as a kid would use, you put on top of a coin, and then with a pencil you make a rubbing of that coin. Now, there was this lady, Merle Green Robertson, who made more than 2,000 of these rubbings by going around in the rainforest and looking for very large carved stone monuments. She brought with her equipment, rice paper, ink, and sponges. And she would put these rice paper sheets on top of these huge monuments. I'm talking about the size of a door, sometimes a garage door. And then she would very carefully put the paper on top of this monument, moisten the paper, and then with ink on another sponge start to dab onto the raised parts of the paper, which is the raised part of the carving. And so you get to see a black and white outline of the drawing. And those came from the Latin American Library at Tulane University, just down the road in New Orleans. We have 28 of them.
So why exactly should your average person want to find out more about the Mayans?
First of all, most people might want to find out, do I have to buy Christmas presents or not? So there's that. And I'm not going to give it away, but just come and find out. But secondly, you've got the Maya themselves that are being linked to this phenomenon of the end of the world. So who are these people? Who were these people? We live in Houston, in southern Texas. It's so close. And we don't think twice about, oh, let's go to Chicago, let's go to New York. Well, you can fly down to the Maya area in like 2.5 hours. It's much closer than these cities. And you can walk around today in Maya villages, see Maya people speaking Maya languages. It's like time travel. I would say there are many, many reasons why, for general curiosity reasons or specific ones like what is this date, to come check it out. It'll be here until March 31st next year. That is, if the Maya gods are willing, of course.
For more information, go online to www.hmns.org. For Day Trips, this is Randall Williams.